We have been hit by one of the worst pandemics in history, costing the lives of thousands and increasing at an exponential rate. The severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 has a spike protein it uses to enter the body cells. The spike protein attaches to the angiotensin-converting enzyme 2 receptor found on cells of lung tissue, and after attachment, it injects its RNA, and after a series of complex processes, the virus replicates itself. Some viral proteins remain underprocessed and presented on the cell surface. But how do your bodies recognize and destroy the virus? Your host cells use molecules called the class 1 major histocompatibility complex proteins to display pieces of protein from inside your cell to the cell surface. On infected cells, these complex proteins will contain fragments of the viral protein. Special cells of the immune system called the CD8 positive T cells, also called the cytotoxic cells, will have receptors that are able to recognize the foreign peptide on the complex proteins. Once the foreign peptide is detected, the cytotoxic cell releases cytotoxic factors to kill the infected cell, hence eradicating the virus from your body. Antigen-presenting cells will have the class 2 major histocompatibility complex proteins to display pieces of processed viral antigens to the CD4 positive T cells, also called the T helper cells. Once the T helper cells detect the foreign peptide, they send signals to the B cells to start production of viral-specific antibodies. A lot of antibodies will be produced, but the most important are the neutralizing antibodies, for these will bind to the spike protein, hence blocking its attachment to the body cells. The neutralizing antibodies will also incapacitate the virus, hence preventing any further spread of the virus within your body. The cytotoxic cell response is responsible for the eradication of the virus from your body, while the antibody-mediated response is responsible for controlling the spread of the virus within your body. But if our bodies can combat the virus, why is it that some people are still dying? People will have differences in regulation of immune responses, and this may be due to differences in viral replication, presence of pre-existing chronic conditions, or even if you're immunocompromised. In people with severe disease, there is an increased immune inflammatory response that leads to destruction of air sacs, destruction of the endothelial lining of capillaries, and also uncontrolled penetration of fluid into the lungs, which may lead to pneumonia, failure to breathe, and insufficient oxygen supply to the vital organs of your body, which may likely lead to death. But as different vaccines are under trial, knowledge on the immune response against the Sars-Cov-2 is critical, as vaccines are supposed to produce a similar immune response. But by taking a diet full of vitamins and micronutrients, having enough hours of sleep, exercising frequently, and minimizing your everyday stress will help you boost your immune system so as to successfully fight against the coronavirus. Remember to stay safe and healthy.